Hey everybody, it's Bulldog, and I'm back with the good stuff today. I know this is the type of thing that a lot of you really subscribe to me for, other than breaking the raids, which we might get to in the future here. But this is I was very excited to get Grievous to Gear 13 today. First character I took to Gear 13, and I saw those videos about him just wrecking Malak, so I was very excited. And one of the problems with it was that you had to poach from your other squads. You had to take BB-8 from your Resistance squad. You had to take HK from your Sith Empire squad. And I didn't want to do that. I can beat Malak already without these guys, so it wasn't like I needed them. I wanted them more for Grand Arena. So I wanted to see if I could find a team that would still work without poaching those other squads, and I was able to do that here. Thanks to our old friend Jawa Engineer. Haven't seen him for a while, I believe. So he is going to take the place of BB-8 and make sure that your entire droid team goes first. And the reason it's important for your entire droid team to go first is that we're going to do more damage if the more debuffs that we have. And you can't inflict debuffs once the other team starts going. Once that Synth Empire starts going and you've got corrupted battle meditation on you, you're not inflicting any debuffs. And then I've switched out L3 because I like to use her with the scoundrels, and I've put IG-100 in there, and he is actually excellent. I'll explain that here in just a second. He works perfect. And then instead of HK, we're going to use an IG-88 lead. And you're going to see that this team works very well, and you're going to see some of the same huge damage that you see with some of those other videos. What I'm going to show you though is I'm not going to be like those other videos and show you just the very best results with the very best mods, because I was very disappointed to find out that these Grievous teams don't work as well as those videos make you think. If you have more average mods, you don't always get that critical hit, and if you don't hit that critical hit, it can end up being disastrous. So I'm going to show you some of the ways that this goes wrong, and I'm going to show you more average runs for this instead of your top tier best runs. That I know that's what gets all the hits and makes all it looks good in the videos and all that, but that's not really what you guys want to see. You want to know what's actually going to happen. So let's jump in here and show you some of my successes here. We'll start with the very first win I got with this team. And you'll notice right off the bat that this is not a strong Malak, which actually is kind of weird because it's almost harder with a weak Malak, and I'll show you why right here. So watch Malak's health. Oh, it drops down, he gets a bonus turn. Luckily, he targeted 88 here in the lead. But if he had a targeted T3 over there, we may have been in trouble. So that can actually present some problems because IG-100 doesn't taunt right off the bat, but I've got him modded for huge tenacity. And the reason I've done that is so that he can continue to counter, because if he counters right there and he gets taunt back. So that's one thing that makes him better than any of the other tanks is he has the ability to counter and then gain that taunt back even if it's dispelled. And then the other advantage for IG-100 is that he's not going to die on the exact same turn as another droid because he gets that bonus turn before he dies. So sometimes when you run these teams, you'll see like 3 of them die at the same time, and that's not good because you're only getting one bonus turn out of it. So IG-100 helps solve that issue. And so you saw the victory there. Let's move on to a tougher Malak. And I talked about the advantages of IG-100. So one of the advantages of IG-88 is that you're going to get a lot of debuffs because with every critical hit, you actually inflict a damage over time. So that's going to give us more debuffs, which means bigger critical hit damage. And then in this one, you're also going to see one of the other benefits of Jawa Engineer. So Jawa Engineer is actually, he's only gear 11 when I'm running this team. And because I don't have very good or very fast 5-dot mods, he's actually pretty slow, but he gets plus 50 speed because of all these bonuses. So he helps the droids go first, which is pretty important. And then he also has a revive, and here you're going to see this revive kick in big time because we get it down to just Malak. Now a lot of time Grievous can't take on Malak just by himself, but here we go, we've got a little bit of help. Somebody that also boosts the crit damage. Obviously, that's good. And then we're going to get Grievous some protection so that Malak's drain health, basically, where he does 100% health damage. Now we've got that little bonus protection to help us get through that. And then I think you'll see it one more time here. We finally get healing immunity on him. And then, oh, there's another heal. That's going to get us another bonus turn, so we get a stun in. More turn meter gain to help him go again. And you will notice that there is some RNG, even in that battle right there. But I want to show you the big problem that I've had with both the HK team, with BB-8, and with this team. It's a little less of a problem with the HK team because you get an extra 10% crit chance. But it's still a problem unless you have great mods. Unless you can get Grievous up to 100% crit chance. Look at that. So there's almost that huge takeout, except we didn't get the critical hit on Malak. And the extra damage from T3 only applies, it's extra crit damage. So if you don't crit, you don't get any of that bonus. And then we just don't have enough. Malak is so strong that Grievous can't really take him one-on-one. You saw in the previous video we had to have help from several revives. We don't get lucky and get that here, and Grievous is gone. So those critical chances are huge. So let's flip over again. We've got the setup perfect here. We're getting ready to get the first bonus turn, except we've got Corrupted Battle Meditation, which reduces our crit chance by 30%. So we get pretty much no critical hits there. But now it's off. But we still only get 2 critical hits. And the key one is Malak over there on the end. So we don't get Malak. He recovers more health. And it's hard. So yeah, we get another chance. And we still don't get that critical hit. And the reason is because he's got all that crit avoidance. So he was below 50% health there. He's got plus 70% crit avoidance. It's hard to get a critical hit even once he drops below 75% health. So I was still able to get a stun there, but it's not going to be enough. So these teams they're very fun to play. They're not reliable in Grand Arena unless you can, if you can get them modded up to 100% crit chance. That's gonna make a big difference. I don't have the mods to keep his health that high and his critical chance that's that high. Whether it's switching to a critical chance set, or if you've got good enough critical chance secondaries, I just don't have enough to get there. When I did that, when I had it set so that I was getting critical hits pretty much all of the time, I just wasn't doing enough damage to take out these Gear 12 Malaks, let alone the Gear 13 Malaks once we get to those. I haven't even seen one of those yet. But the team isn't as good as it's been made out to be. It's a fun team. It's a good team. I was at the point where I was winning. It was probably a little less than half my battles. I would say I had about a 40% win rate. So that's better than most teams against Malak, but that's not near as good as my Galactic Republic team, which I've got probably 85% win rate against Malak. My slow Padme team works wonders against Malak, so that's kind of my preferred counter. So Grievous definitely good, definitely fun, but I don't see myself incorporating this into my Grand Arena strategy. I just don't think it's good enough. And I mean, if you don't have, so Padme is a legendary character, you might not have her, so things like this might be a good option for you, but it's just not all that it's made out to be. So I wanted to show that you can run this team without poaching your other teams, but I also wanted to make sure and point out that it's not all it's cracked up to be. I kind of regret putting my first Gear 13 piece on Grievous, although I know I'm going to need it for territory battles anyways, and it's still going to make us probably just run a regular Separatist team with him in Grand Arena, and that's still going to be really strong with him. So it's not a bad choice. He is a very good character, but this is not a team that's at the level of the Sith Empire. They just aren't that good. So I think I made my point there. I appreciate everybody for sticking around. Come join me on Discord. Let's see what everybody has to say. We've had fun on the channel. My wife was pimping me out on there the other day. So we have some fun. Come see what we're all about. So thanks again for watching, everybody. You guys have a good night.